Alright, so here's a little second update video on random turn-based mech game. Made a bunch of changes. Obviously there's new HUD, you can see that. And also like objectives, which gives the game a bit more purpose than just shooting each other to death. And a round limit to just stop it going on forever and ever. So you play 4 rounds, every mech gets a turn in each round, and you score points for completing objectives. At the end of 4 rounds, the team with the highest victory points wins. So yeah, this screen tracks the objectives. It's all kind of like extensible, so you could have more or less objectives, and you can change them out. So cool, does what you expect for a shit programmer trying to be good. But yeah, so you pick your first mech, and we'll look at some other stuff that's going on. Knocky downable trees. Everyone loves knocky downable trees. So there's some in-world UI, so you can see where the objectives are. Like when I move into the town square on the left, you can see it says our forces hold town square, so you kind of know that you're getting towards the thing you're supposed to do. And there's a supply crate to grab here as well, so I can actually like pick that up, because obviously a mech has secret invisible arms. That means it can pick it up and put it on its back. And it'll take it back over there to the drop-off point, and I would score points. But just being in the town square will also score me points, which is cool. Opposing players go. Let's have a little look at Cat Box. He's had a bunch of changes. So yeah, last build I had this area denial missile where you pick a point on the floor and it fires like a cluster of rockets. And the controls for that are really awkward. I've actually revamped the whole controls. It just plays like a third-person shooter now. Like left stick is turn left and right. Sorry, right stick is turn left and right. Left stick is move around, and then up and down. You can't aim up and down, but up and down moves this thingy. So let's use the other rockets though, and just shoot a bunch of them into that guy. So we can have a look at damage. If I then, I'm going to progress the rounds real quick because I need to be able to pick the same mech again. So you can see this guy, who's the guy that just got shot with a bunch of rockets on the right hand side. He's taken some damage. His hull in the bottom left hand corner is down to about a third. And he's lost 20% of his mobility, and he's lost 20% sensor range, which basically affects like how far away you can lock onto stuff. So yeah, I don't want to do like individual components breaking and things like that, but like there's a whole bunch of random things that can go wrong with your mech as it gets damaged. Your ammo can explode, so you end up with less ammo for a weapon. An entire weapon can malfunction and stop working. You can lose mobility, like my walk speed's going to be like slower now. Eventually I'll have a cool animation or something. But yeah, that kind of like, it kind of has that feel like there's a lot, the mechs have more health now, so they take longer to kill, but they start going wrong and things start breaking as you're fighting. Which all kind of feels pretty cool. There's a bunch of other random weapons. I added a mine launcher, which is really good for like area denial, like if I want to stop that guy trying to go back that way. Works a lot like the saturation strike, flies up in your turn, and then when the next player starts their turn, those mines are going to fall down, and then they hit the floor, and they will deal you damage if you get too close to them like that. Ooh. Which actually, very on brand. It damaged my leg and reduced my mobility. There's also like a surgical strike missile, which is like a single shot missile, uses a lot of heat, deals really high damage but only to a small area. You've got a certain amount of time to get out of the way before you get nuked, basically. Yeah, so loads of progress on gameplay, loads of like kind of progress on controls and input, and there is a full game loop now. You know, you get to the end of 4 rounds, it will declare a winner and you can restart, which is nice. And obviously did a little bit of a pass on the environment as well. Everything's still placeholder obviously, but there are buildings now that kind of spread out and it's cover, and did some like lighting and tone mapping and stuff to try and make it look a little bit nicer, even though the assets are kind of crappy. I think the next thing that we need to do is sound pass. So before this becomes something that might be playable by people that aren't just me playing against myself, I want to do a sound pass, because every time I'm playing out and going making the stompy mech foot sounds for myself, and the mechs need to do it for themselves. Anyway, that's where it's at.